Today is the last day of January, and this month I managed to pick up 43 shares at an average price of $193, totaling about 8,300 bucks. I shared all this on my X account, and if you guys aren't following me on X, then I don't know what you guys are doing, man. There's a lot of juicy stuff I posted about Tesla and some other stuff, but mainly about Tesla. So if you guys enjoyed the content that I do here, then you guys are gonna love what I post on X. So make sure you guys follow me there. But I've been buying Tesla stock like crazy, and in this video, I'm gonna explain to you guys why I'm buying like crazy. And yes, earnings has to do a lot with it, and some other things as well. So let's get down to it. Smash that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe, man. Come on. Let's go. So let's start off with the first reason. And the first reason is that I've had all this planned out since months and months ago. Actually, I haven't bought any Tesla stock until January, actually. For the past 3-4 months, I haven't bought any because I had a plan for the stock to hit 200 or go below. And again, if you guys are following me on X, I've been praying for Tesla stock to go to 200 or even below so I can start buying shares. And that's exactly what happened. But I'll go talk about into my plan at the end of the video because there's some stuff that I think you guys should know, and that is juicy stuff to be left at the end of the video, and something that you guys will find value as well that can probably help you guys in this investing journey as well. But that's number one. I had a plan to hit, once it hits 200, I'm gonna put my first batch, which is about $10,000, into Tesla stock, and that's exactly what has happened. Reason number two, fundamentals are getting stronger. Guys, take a look at the energy here. Energy has doubled. You guys should not be sleeping on Tesla's energy, and I'm gonna make a separate video devoting to this because this part of Tesla's business is getting really hard to ignore, and it's gonna be a massive catalyst for the stock, and it's gonna be something that no one saw coming. I mean, no one is seeing this coming right now. This past quarter, they did over $300 million in gross profits, just energy alone, and that's only 3.2 gigawatts. The mega pack factory in Lathrop can do up to 40 gigawatts, and that will be a revenue of a little bit over $17 billion. And if you give that a 20% gross profits, that's about almost $3.5 billion in just gross profits from the energy section alone. And not to mention their second mega pack factory that's going to come online in Q2 of this year, end of Q2 of this year. That's another 40 gigawatts. So almost, if they're both ramped up, that's more than $35 billion in revenue. And if you give that a 20% gross profits, where I think, again, 20% is conservative when it comes to the energy part, but I'm just being conservative here, that's about $7 billion. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. And there's more mega pack factories coming. I think they're planning to do up to 10 by end of the decade. So you could just imagine the revenue and profits, and the energy of this year has doubled. And this is going to continue all of this year and 2025 and 2026 and onwards. Second thing, COGS continues to go lower and lower every single quarter, which is absolutely insane. Now here's the thing, guys. In this chart you guys see here, it's about 36,300 in COGS per each vehicle. That's actually less if we count the leasing into that. I do have that on Patreon. I do it every single quarter that Tesla reports, and you guys can check the Patreon page here, and you guys can support me there too, because whatever I do here in terms of graphs and Excel sheets, you guys can find it there, and you guys can play around it because they do take some time, and I do appreciate the support. So if you guys want to check out the fundamental charts with the COGS and the debts and the inventory and the balance sheets, everything regarding Tesla, you guys can check out the Patreon over here. But COGS continue to go lower, which is absolutely insane. And here's the thing. What's going to happen when the compact car comes out? I think this number is going to be half. But anyways, that's a video for another day. But we are going to talk about the compact car. It's one of my reasons why I'm buying like crazy right now. So another thing here is that they bottomed in operating margin, 8.2% opposed to 7.6% of Q3. So that is a really good sign, as well as they bottomed in auto gross margin X credits, 17.6% if I'm not mistaken, which was really good. Their cash flow in Q4 was absolutely strong. Let me get this straight, guys, okay? And you guys have to like step back for a bit to understand this, because this is absolutely insane. Tesla's cutting prices across all vehicles in a high interest rate, and they're ramping up production, and they're ramping up their other factories and all that stuff, and they're still coming out with billions of dollars in cash flow. In fact, they slap on almost $3 billion in their cash, which now they have almost $30 billion in cash, which is just, it's insane. When I saw this quarter and I saw the numbers, and I'm just like, this is insane. They can't lose. They just can't flip and lose. And in my prediction, what I think is that we're probably going to have another 2 quarters of this roughness, but overall, Tesla is on a really good path. And I'll explain that in my other reasons. Reason number 3, Model Y became the best-selling vehicle worldwide in 2023. For the first time ever, a car that's priced double than a flippin' Toyota Corolla, and it's electric, becomes the best-selling vehicle in the world. And the thing is, Tesla is not even in majority of countries. Out of the 150 countries there are on this planet, or 160, whatever the number is, they're only in like 45. Sheesh moment. That's absolutely insane. And they became the best-selling vehicle, which is just, it's crazy. It's crazy. What do you think is going to happen when the compact car is going to come out? I made 2 X posts on this, and I want to share this with you guys because it's just absolutely insane, and it's mind-boggling how this next-gen vehicle is going to change flipping everything. In my first post, I put here, Tesla Model Y costs around $50,000 worldwide. Toyota RAV4 costs around $35,000 worldwide. Toyota Corolla costs around $25,000 worldwide. Model Y cost is double than Toyota Corolla, and is the best-selling vehicle worldwide. Now imagine Tesla's $25,000 compact car. It's over. And honestly, it's flipping over. Take a look at the chart. Just take a look at that. It's crazy. It's crazy how far Tesla has come. And I have to make a separate video on it because that's insane. But that's post number 1. Post number 2 is, check this out. I was just thinking a little bit, and I'm just like, if the EV credit is still around by 2026, 2027, it's a mind blown. Check this out. Tesla's compact car is expected to be around $25,000. That means it's subject to the $7,500 EV credit. That means you can get a brand new Tesla for less than $18,000. Holy f***. And some states give additional EV incentives of $4,000, so less than $14,000. You can get a brand new Tesla, if the incentives are around in 2026, 2027, for as little as $14,000. Like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy, and that's what I mean. If the Model Y, that's double the cost of a flippin' Toyota Corolla, and beats it as becoming the best-selling vehicle in the world, imagine what happens when you have a Tesla that's sub $25,000. Getting a Tesla for $25,000? I know the Model 3 is already around the $28,000 after all incentives, but people still think that Teslas are expensive. People still look at Tesla, that's probably an expensive car. The compact car is going to be marketed in a way that is like, no, Teslas are now cheap. They're cheaper than Toyotas now, Corolla. That's when everyone's going to have the moment that, oh wow, no, Teslas are actually cheaper than Toyota Corollas, which is crazy to even think about that. So that was another reason why I bought more shares. And you guys already know, I'm going all in into Tesla stock. So anytime that I can get a chance to buy more shares, I'm going to buy more shares. But we're not done there yet. We got the Cybertruck. The Model Y became the world best-selling vehicle. The Cybertruck is bound to become the best-selling truck. 2 million pre-orders, guys. Which other truck on the planet, or in the US, because it's more of a US thing, but which other truck exceeded over 1 million in pre-orders? This thing has 2 million. Fine, let's say half canceled. 1 million pre-orders. This is just crazy. I mean, it's hard to bet against this flipping company. So that's number 3. Number 4, FSD version 12 has been released, and watching whole Mars catalog video, shout out to him by the way too, that is a breakthrough. I mean, it's crazy how smooth it is. It's crazy that there's no interventions at all, very little, I mean, compared to that. But it's too early to voice my opinion because I want to see it in all parts of the United States and all parts of it, because I think there are some parts that it'll lag compared to others, but I'll make my opinion after that. But FSD, this version 12 is a breakthrough. But another breakthrough is the beta may enter Europe. And if it goes to Europe, it'll go to Australia as well, because they have the same legislation when it comes to vehicles, which is kind of weird. But that's that, and that is insane. That's going to bring Tesla's average selling price even higher, or even make a whole new separate section in the income statement saying FSD software or something like that, which is insane. Additional revenue and profits, and we know that FSD is 60% plus profits for Tesla. Insane. And it may go to China as well, but that's still lagging. But it looks like this will also go to China, which will be just even crazier. And at that point, you could just say that Tesla is really not even a car company. I mean, they're not a car company, but when we look at the income statement and see that this FSD software is gaining momentum and making a buttload of money. And don't forget, guys, version 12, after a few more betas, it's no longer going to be beta anymore. So just imagine the revenue and profits coming, and then later on, these analysts can say that, oh yeah, only 20-30% of it is coming from AI, another 20% of it is coming from energy, and the other rest of it is cars. Tesla is not that much of a car company anymore. Woohoo, late to the party, you know what I'm saying? So this is a big deal. FSC is a big deal. Version 12 is a big deal. Them entering Europe and China are massive deal. But number 5 is the biggest catalyst of them all, and that is interest rate cuts. It's inevitable this year, and it's very bullish for Tesla. The thing is, guys, with Tesla is that it's a very interest rate sensitive stock or company. 95% of people who purchase a vehicle, they don't buy it in cold hard cash. They finance it or they lease it, because when you buy something that's depreciating so much in cash, you just lost a whole bunch of money. Once interest rates go lower, we will see a natural demand coming back for Tesla vehicles. People who haven't bought vehicles or leased a vehicle or financed a vehicle in the past 2 years or so, it's not because they didn't want to. It's because they couldn't afford to. Interest rates are high, and that does affect people buying high capital purchase things. Like that includes a house. That's why housing has gone in, prices have gone lower, and in vehicles. When interest rates go down, fundamentally and naturally demand will come back for these cars for buying more vehicles. And the nature of supply and demand, Tesla, I do think they will raise prices if demand becomes heavily, unless they have a lot of supply. But I don't think they'll be cutting prices as we've seen like in 2023. If they do cut prices, it'll be based on COGS, and they'll have that massive margin that they have. But nonetheless, interest rate cuts is very bullish for Tesla, and I am betting that they are going to cut interest rates this year, or start at least this year, second half of 2024. So that was my 5th reason of buying more Tesla stock like crazy. But going back to my first reason, because I do want to elaborate here, I've been praying for months now for Tesla stock to go below 200. And it did. But here's the important part, guys. You have to have a plan when it comes to your investments, especially when they're long term. You have to have a plan for them. I had a plan to deploy about $10,000, which was my first batch. I have another few batches to go once the Tesla stock went below 200 bucks, and I executed. Most people, when they plan like this and when they see the stock go low and it keeps going lower and lower and lower, they get afraid, they get scared, they think it's going to continue to go lower, and it may go lower. But the point is, they don't pull the trigger on their plan. And I've been invested in the stock market for 10 years. And the best thing I know is that you can't time the market. Anything could happen to the stock price tomorrow, next week, next month. Anything short term, anything could happen. What no one thinks about and what no one really bets hard on is the long term of a company that's doing really well, like Tesla. We do know that long term Tesla is going to become a behemoth and a Goliath of a company, whether that's going to be through their energy, through their FSD, through the bot, through their cars. We know that they're going to be dominating in the future, and they are in a space where they are 4, 5, 6 steps ahead of anyone. That even includes BYD. So when you do have a thesis like what I do, that Tesla is going to become the world's most valued company one day, and you know they're going to do well in the short term, nothing matters, then what are you really afraid of? You've done the research, you've done the DD, you know, you have belief. You just gotta pull the trigger, but most people get scared and they get afraid and they back off, and then they FOMO into it when the stock rises and soars. You have to be able to put your feelings outside the door when it comes to investing. That's what I've learned best, and I've mastered it. I really have. I've really stripped away my feelings when it comes to the stock market, and I just went based on logic and research and due diligence. That is it. You also have to be able to not listen to the noise. Right now we have a noise that Delaware courts voided Elon's $55 billion compensation package since 2018, and the stock just tanked like 3-4% based on that, which was just absolutely stupid. My whole entire thought is on X. You guys can check out there. I'll probably make a video on it as well, but I don't think it's that much of a big deal, and I think it's actually a positive thing moving forward when it comes to a new compensation package and for Elon to do things that he needs to do to take Tesla to the next level. But that's all noise. That's all noise. You have to be able to look past the noise. And if you guys are watching my channel and a regular viewer of this channel, you guys know I do have videos that do cut FUD, and I think I'll make a series of cutting FUD. I think that would be very appreciated for the Tesla community and something that will open up clearness for everyone who has doubt about. I think I'll consider doing something like that, but you have to not be able to listen to the noise. You know, it's funny when the stock goes down, Tesla Q, TSLA, or the bears, they come out and they put more fuel to the fire with FUD, but once it goes up, they get quiet, and they get very quiet, which is quite funny. But that's the nature of Tesla bears and bears in general. You have to be able to forget the noise and your feelings, put them outside, and go based on logic and your plan and execution. That is it. At the moment, I have about, including these 43 shares that I added into my stock, I got a little bit over 750 shares of Tesla. And if it continues to dip, I do think I'll probably hit 1,000 shares by end of this year, which would be flippin' awesome. And here's the thing, every time when I buy Tesla stock, guys, it goes into an account that gets locked, so I can't sell it up until 2030. Now, obviously, if I get into an emergency situation and it's the last resort, I can tap into it. But for the most part, I buy it, I hold, I won't even look at it, or I won't even care about it until 2030, because I have this much faith and this much certainty that I know in the long term, Tesla's gonna make it out, it's gonna become the world's most valued company, and it's gonna become a Goliath of a company. So these are my 5 reasons for buying more shares, 43 shares, and I know most people will go like, that's not a lot, I mean, but that's almost $10,000, man, just piled up in 1 month. I think that's a lot of money to me. I'm just saying. But those are my 5 reasons why I bought more shares this month. And my other plan is to use my second batch if it goes below 160. But I'll update you guys as we keep going forward on YouTube and on X. I want to know, how many Tesla shares do you guys have and at what price point? Mine is in the low 200. So yeah, overall my whole portfolio is negative. But I have about like 6-7 portfolios that have Tesla stock. So half of them is plus, half of them is negative. Overall, one weighs the other, and I'm overall negative. But nonetheless, this is a long-term thing. So comment down below, how many shares you guys got, and what is your average share price? I'm curious to know. And guys, if you guys want to know how many shares you need today to become a millionaire of Tesla stock, check out this video. Obviously, it's not facts, all prediction and speculation, but it's quite interesting. And you guys can manage it on Patreon. If you guys check out Patreon, this chart is also available for customizing your own way of thinking and how many shares you need to do. So that's also cool. Guys, get some merch. I bought the dip t-shirt. Again, mine is all in the laundry, but check it out here, support me, subscribe, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.